Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm just saying good morning to you guys. I'm trying not to wake up we can because she's not feeling so well today. So I'll make this quick. But good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Sekouwrites. Writes. I am the host of this show. And this show, let me find it. I am a survivor. I am a survivor. I had 2 strokes, the second of which was a hemorrhagic stroke. And if 100 people caught this stroke today, 83 people would die within 4 weeks. Within 4 weeks. And I feel blessed that I'm one of the 17 people that walked away. And then I'm still stepping 2.5 years later. Ashe. 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 Okay. So, that said, let's talk about stuff. Let's talk about stuff. You know, that Fridays I kind of keep it real and talk about what's going on. So let's do that. And let me see, where is my... I just want to make sure that I didn't forget anything. I want to thank New Thought Media Network for pushing me out and for continuing to push me. I appreciate you. And thanks to Fee King, and thanks to Reverend Melissa and everyone else who's helping with the show. Okay, so that said, let's get ready to rumble. So Friday, just trying to collect everything from when I went up to Friday. And I think a few things kind of stood out to me. Well, you know what? Let me talk about it in reverse. So let's talk about it in terms of the what is this that's coming up right now? What is it called? Come on. Pay yourself first. The pay yourself first. That's not quite the title I'm looking for, but this is what it's looking like. The Rich Dad Strategy. Pay yourself first. Now, here's a quote. It's not how much money you make, it's how much do you keep and how hard it works for you. Right? Right? It's not how much money you make, it's about how much you keep and how hard it works for you. Now that is a testament, right? Because this is what most of us do, and certainly what I used to do, and sometimes still do. But here we go. Regardless, here it is. We've got in small letters on the left, it says why most people stay broke. Why most people stay broke, right? And they got to pay their bills first. And that's what we're all taught to do, right? That's what we're all taught to do. Pay our bills first, right? And then spend money on liabilities. And then save what's left, if any. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing left. There's nothing left, because you get down to those tiny morsels of money and you're like, oh, I can't save any amount of what's left. I've got to save some out of a bigger pot. You're waiting for some big pot of money, and then you'll save some money. But this doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So pay yourself first. And moving on over to to the right hand side of this thing. Pay yourself first. Put money in your asset column first. See, now that's the simple thing, but it's hard. It's hard because you got to really be into it. You got to really have yourself tuned in to paying yourself first. Paying yourself first, right? And they've got it all big. You get the money in purple, get the money, and then you invest in assets. So I was watching a show, I think it was yesterday, by Alux, Alux. They were talking about assets, 5 assets that you couldn't go without, right? So I just watched it because I wanted to know what the assets were. Because like you're like, what are the assets, right? And what they did was they outlined the assets that you already know. First, and the number one asset was real estate. The number one asset was real estate. Now, that's going to be hard considering you're talking about making a small piece of your money because you're talking about taking a little bit of money aside, right? So I'm going to put stocks first. Stocks are on the list, but they're like, I think, number 4 or 5 of the list, but I'm going to put them number 1 because you can buy a stock for 20 bucks, 20 bucks, 25 bucks. And what you do is you buy something, you buy a stock with your money, and then you just don't worry about it anymore. You just buy it first thing. First thing. So you get paid, right? You get paid on Monday. Monday, the first thing you do before you pay any bills is to buy a stock, right? Or if you don't have enough for a full stock, put aside some money to grow until you get more money until you can buy a stock, right? Now it's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel weird because there's nothing tangible. There's nothing tangible. You're just moving money over from one thing to another thing. And so it feels funny because you're not used to it. You're not used to it. You are trained, as we all are, to pay our bills first, right? And so it's gonna feel strange. And sometimes I it still catches me. So it catches me. But regardless, you've got to remember to get that income, whatever the income is, you could be a salary, it could be someone paying you money to reimburse you for that tea you let them buy. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. You've got if income is coming your way, you've got to pay yourself first. You gotta pay yourself first, right? And so you've got to you okay? Okay, just checking. Just checking. So yeah, you heard that? You heard that? He's checking on her too. He's checking on her too. Yeah, so anyway, so that's what I want to point out, that this is the thing, but this is the hard part. The hard part is the very first thing. Pay yourself first is one of the things I've heard, forever, ad infinitum, right? And yeah, and you've got to really, really, fold your mind into it. Pay yourself first, right? And then once you do that, let's see, what was I going to say? I was going to say my income. Okay. I'm saying that I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I was saying.
Pay yourself first.
Hmm.
You were saying pay yourself first.
Pay yourself first.
Like income,
Pay yourself.
no matter how much money, where it comes from.
No, no matter how much the money comes. So
Take a deep breath.
so anyway, um, let's see. I was thinking about the income, paying yourself out of the income first, right? And it's a habit you've got to build in because you just need to have it built in because if you put in a rule that says you put 10% out, just 10% out, just make it a number, make it a number by making it 10%. If you can take out 10%, it seems like it's not much enough to do anything, right? It seems like it's not enough to do anything. But if you just take out 10% for $100, that's $10. For $10, that's $1, right? If you just take out one bit and move it first of all. So move it before you start paying your bills. Before you start paying your bills, you move that money over, right? And then that money will grow and grow and grow and grow. The 10%, just add 10%, the 10%. And then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to buy some stock. So that is my number one pick. That's my number one pick as an asset, right? Now the ALUX thing listed real estate first. It listed real estate. It listed land. That's a good one. And and they listed art. It's another good one. It's another good one. They listed some good ones, but I'm talking about for those of us that are just now getting started. Just now getting started, you need to buy something that's very small and and small and portable. Portable, right? And so that's why I'm suggesting stocks. Stocks. All right. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Free King, it got up. she's typing stuff in. All right. So what she's typing in over there? She said, "Do you have any strategies for developing a habit of paying yourself first?" Yeah, the $1 rule, the $1 rule. Because when you when you get up against something financially, you start thinking, "Oh, I'll wait until next time. I'll pay next time. I'll shuffle some money aside next time. I'll save some money aside next time." Right? But you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. What you do is you reduce your amount of shifting over. Say it's $100 that you got income, and so that's $10, right? And you're like, I can't do $10 right now. What you can do is reduce that $10 to $1. $1. Just $1. Just $1. And transfer that over to Charles Schwab. Now, I know I use Charles Schwab a lot, but that's who I use. And I'm going to recommend who I use. Right. So so you've got to develop a way of thinking about it such that you gotta like punish yourself almost for not doing it, right? Because I was thinking just then about Reverend Melissa, and Reverend Mel was talking yesterday. Well, no, she talked on the show Wednesday, and and Fee and I broke it down yesterday. We're talking about the MTA bus. The MTA bus in New York is 290. It's 290. I didn't even know it was 290, to be honest with you. I did not even know, right? Now, the bus is, let's just call it $3. Now, I have been running or walking around Manhattan because I've been trying to keep myself in physical shape. I've been trying to keep myself walking because, my walking can be challenging. So I walk often. If there's a place around the city of Manhattan, I walk or run, right? I try my best, right? But I had not thought of taking the money and and um and giving that money over to Charles Schwab as an income, as a fund. I hadn't thought about that. But if you saw the yesterday, you saw me talking to V King about like, I don't know, because it's $3 each way. And then I'm like, I don't know. And so yesterday I was talking to myself about it a lot. I decided I was going to do one thing. I was going to do the one roll, the $1 rule, the $1 rule. I was like, all right, so I'll do $1 going and $1 coming back. And I kept on thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend the $6 that it would cost me, and I must give all of it over to Charles Schwab. Now, it hurt me. It hurt me. I was like, But you know what, though? You know what? If I wouldn't think about it, if I wouldn't even know, like I didn't know how much the ticket was. So if I didn't know how much it was, I'll just get on and trust that I got enough to get on the bus. Then why can't I have that same feeling towards myself, giving money to Charles Schwab? So I did it. $6. $6. I deposited, $6 into my bank account. Right? And so that's the main thing. Yeah. So let's see what else. Research strategy. Yes, pay yourself first. Yes, V King, pay yourself first. And at least, and V King's tagging everybody else to come on and join the party. Yeah, and so I just wanted to show you that, and there was one other thing I wanted to show you. So anyway, you should take a picture of this. You should take a picture of this. You should, because you know that you've heard "pay yourself first" somewhere you've heard it, right? And you've got to remember that it's not about how much you make. What is the quote right up at the top? It's not how much money you make. It's how much you keep and how hard it works for you. Because this is back to me. So I was making $200,000 per year all on some job that I created, and I wasn't doing anything with the money. I was paying my bills first. I mean, my bills were like nothing. But I spend my money on bills and spend it on some, some things that would make me happy, some food, going out to eat and stuff like that. But then I started doing this stuff. I started doing the stuff that I'm supposed to do with a far reduced level of income, because I started doing this for DoorDash. For DoorDash, I was reading this. Pay yourself first was everywhere. I was surrounded by it everywhere, and I was like, "What? All right, well, let me just try it." And little did I know, I was going to do 10%, just 10%. I said 10% because there were different numbers. They were like 4, 10%, 10%, 10%, if I was going to do 10%. And that blossomed. That money blossomed and grew quite a bit. Ashe. Okay, so I think that's it. I got my book I want to show you. And wait a minute, I think there was another photograph I want to show you. Oh, yeah. So this was. So Fee made this up herself. She made this up. 14 days to financial freedom, small changes, big impact challenge, right? And I said, notice first of all that I have to change the picture of me, because in the picture of me, if you look, you can see the pain. You can see the pain written on my face, because this was a time where I got called up to speak, and I didn't know I was going to get called up to speak, and I was feeling tired, and I was feeling in pain, and you can see it. You can see it in that picture of me, and I can remember the pain. I can remember the pain well. But anyway, what she's done here is she's committed me to doing this 4 days of financial freedom, because I've got to really concentrate on the money. I've got to concentrate on the $3 and give that over to myself as part of me doing the right thing, me putting the money in the right place, me putting the money into the right place. Ashe, because it's hard when you don't see anything concrete. You know that your $3 is going over here to Charles Schwab. You know it is. But what's Charles Schwab going to do for you recently? But you got to trust and believe. And then once it catches up with you, there he is. there's Nelson. Nelson got jumped up on me. So let me I'm gonna see if I can share him. It's right here. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Just looking at me. Just looking. Yeah, so anyway, that's all we got. I want to show you my book. I've got to go and get my book to look more like Fee King's book, and I got to get my picture on the Hack Your Pain Now book. That's what I got to do. Because look at Fee. Look at Fee. Isn't that great? And I was one of those people that was like automatically like, you need to put yourself on the cover. But me, I don't have myself on the cover. I don't have myself on the cover. So, folks, I would like to ask you, which picture of mine do you want to see on the cover? Because I got this one.
No.
This one. I think you guys are going to like this one.
No, they're not.
I think they're going to like this one. You hear in the background.
Ooh.
But that's it. That's the one. That's the one that I like. And then there's the one I do for the show. Where is it? Here it is. This picture right here. Yeah, this one. It's that one. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I should post photos. I just wasn't planning on doing this today, but yeah, I'll post some examples. I'll post some options and all of that. And yeah, that's it.
Can you read an excerpt?
Fee wants me to read an excerpt. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let me see. All right. This is called a section called receipts. So that's like giving somebody the real reckoning of what's going on, right? So Dr. Fernando Malamolemo Ramos, a research fellow in human and artificial cognition, writes, in our research, we found that when you forcefully practice smiling, it stimulates the amygdala, the emotional center of the brain, which releases neurotransmitters to encourage an emotionally positive state. See, look at me. Look at me. Cold people. I'm doing stuff. Doing stuff. All right. This is Dr. Mumbo Jumbo. Yes, I wrote that. I wrote that. This is Dr. Mumbo Jumbo for the fact that smiling actually tricks your brain into thinking it's time to be happy. It's a hack and it works. If you really can't bring yourself to do it, put a pen in your mouth sideways. Yes, really. The shape of the pen forces your mouth into the approximate shape of a smile. This will still trick your brain. From there, you can graduate to non-pen smiles. Separate but related. Amy Cuddy's TED Talk about the way your body language and physical power poses can boost your mood. It's well worth it is worth watching on YouTube when you're ready to sit down and sit still for about 20 minutes. So that was divine. Because I just picked any word, any I just opened the book, and that's the page I woke up to. I picked, and yeah. So the positive thing is, yeah, it's been hard recently. It's been hard recently, but I know I need to smile. I need to smile, and yeah, Ashe. Just know that the Sekou's, fighting through some things, and I am going to keep fighting. And I'm going to keep smiling because I just read in my own book telling me to keep smiling. Ashe, and yeah, and I've used up my time, so I'm going to go ahead and close out. I clicked the wrong button. Where's my placard? Here it is. Now is better than perfect. Now is better than perfect. Now is better than perfect. Ashe. And yeah, thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for another week. And next week we'll be doing some more stuff. All right. Okay, folks. I'll see you later.